Good morning, everyone. I want to take a few minutes and talk to you about how we're going to wind up the course for Writing for College. We're starting week 7 right now, so we're way past the halfway point, and we just have 3 full weeks of class left for this course. So, what's happening this week, as you can see on tonight on the Week at a Glance, the final roundtable reflection number 2 is due. Most students have this turned in already, but if your student hasn't turned in both, you might want to just touch base and make sure that that's on their radar, that they need to get that in by midnight tonight. The biggest thing really is tomorrow by midnight is the final draft that's due. And so most kids are right on track with this. If they're starting to drag a little bit, I've reached out to those of you who are really possibly in danger of failing. There are some that are just have some things to tweak, to redo, to fix before moving on to that final draft, and they know who they are. So I haven't been quite in the panic mode of reaching out to those parents just yet, but just want to make sure everybody's aware that that final draft is due by midnight tomorrow. And if it's late, it's 10% off. They still have an entire week to turn it in. But at the end of that 1 week mark, it will become a 0, and there will not be any hope of passing the course if they don't turn in a research paper. So really want to make sure that everybody is aware that the final draft is due tomorrow at midnight, and they have 1 week to turn in anything late, or the research paper late, by next week, Tuesday at midnight, for a 10% deduction. After that, it will be a 0. So make sure that they're on that, if you would, please. Next up, we'll be starting to read Much Ado About Nothing, which is one of Shakespeare's comedies. And many of the students read Othello already last year if they took regular English 11. And Much Ado is a very similar story, but a comedy. So it doesn't end in a tragic death the way Othello does. So I think they'll see some similarities and have a little fun with that. We will finish Much Ado About Nothing before spring break. We'll finish reading it. And then when we come back, we'll just have a little fun time with some Shakespeare activities. And then the final assessment will be a Whopper speech, kind of like a TED Talk, where they're going to tell us a story and we're going to vote whether or not we think it's true or false. So that's really it. That's what's happening in writing for college. And I've been enjoying having your students, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks. Bye-bye.